Good morning.
Oh my God, it's another Friday.
It's another Friday. Guess what, Tim? We're starting at 9 o'clock. You know why?
Because I'm here.
Because you're here.
There's no way it wouldn't happen at 9 o'clock.
Welcome back, Tim Davis.
I think the latest we've ever started was 3 seconds late, but that's,
with you.
Yes.
Yeah, we've you know
right,
when
so we got
not,
some training to do. We'll get back to that.
Yeah,
we'll get working
Jennifer
on
needs.
that.
Well, I was just going to say what Jennifer needs, but we won't say what Jennifer needs.
That's
it's Friday.
too long
We
of a
need
list.
some rum. We need no. Good morning. It is Friday. June 25th.
It's one of the most beautiful days of the year out there. It's awesome, and it's going to be a nice hot weekend. Weekend down the shore, beach. I know you'll be there the whole weekend.
Yeah, you know what I have to do today? I have to drive to Tapan, New York. So, you know, when your children have best friends that do not live in the same state, it's difficult. So Jamie's best friend and future roommate is graduated from high school yesterday, so the graduation party is tomorrow. So I got to haul up to Tapan and drop Jamie off there for the weekend, and then I got to pick her up Sunday morning.
You heard there's things called trains.
She's my baby. She's 18. She's not taking a train.
When do you think she's going to be able to
When
take
I don't
a train?
have to drive her. When I'm not around to drive her somewhere.
Then it's going to be too late. She's not going to know how to do it.
She knows how. I've taught her.
Okay.
Just not doing that.
So-
Come on, she's my baby.
So we have guests today from
We do.
ACI Medical and Dental School.
Yep.
And we're going to let them introduce themselves because their last names, or at least one, is not pronounceable.
Yeah, well, yeah, I won't try.
Please.
So,
Sure. I'm Christine Ziganolfi.
Ziganolfi.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ziganolfi, I got it.
Here, wait, stop, rewind. We have two guests with us today. We have Christine Ziganolfi and Frank Preston from ACI Medical and Dental School.
There we go. We got it now.
Woohoo!
So
Sorry,
they're-
Frank, you want to introduce yourself? Christine
No,
got a
you
chance.
You did a,
I
you did a great
fine.
job.
Okay,
Fine
cool.
job.
So these are one of our newest members,
No.
oldest members.
Oh, they've been around. ACI Medical and Dental School's been around for a long time, actually.
11 years.
I texted you that we sent you that email. What did we say?
11 years.
11 years.
Awesome.
So you just haven't met them yet.
I haven't.
I've had the pleasure of knowing them for a while. They've actually been awesome a couple times. They've had, when I first took over and we
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
that. When I first came onto the chamber, we had a lot of filing and redoing stuff. I took boxes and boxes and boxes over to the school, and they had one of their students who was looking for a project outside of just going to school to volunteer. And she did all the filing for us. It was
boy.
amazing, alphabetizing everything.
she did.
So, you know, they help us more, I think, than we help them. I don't know. I'm trying though. I'm trying. So
We're just coming off a really big high. We had a very busy month this month.
when has it not been busy for us? I feel like I just keep waiting to take a
know.
breath, and it hasn't happened yet.
So we had our Spinnaker Awards earlier this month, and we had a 50-50 at the Spinnaker
We
Awards.
did to
And
benefit our EMAC Educational Foundation.
So the Educational Foundation, which supports non-traditional students in a number of different ways, and you can go to our website at www.emac.org. I got it right this time. And there's Educational Foundation on there. And if you're a non-traditional student, if you're going back to school, if you're going to a trade school,
If you attend ACI Medical and Dental School.
Yes, if you attend ACI Medical School and Dental School, there are scholarships available for you if you live in one of our 11 cities. So go take a look at that. So we did a fundraiser for that, and then recently we just drew the winner for that.
We did.
Matter of fact,
We
3
did.
days ago,
Yeah.
at 8:25 in the evening.
Yeah.
Published live on Facebook, but we want to say who the winners are again.
The winners for first place winner was Kevin Asadi from Zager Fuchs, and second place winner was Andrea Plaza. I think from Andrea Plaza LCC or something like that. She's a marketing person. Sorry, Andrea, I didn't rehearse that.
We want to congratulate you both, and we want to thank everybody who bought tickets. It's really an awesome organization, and it's really supporting the people, the non-traditional students in Monmouth County. So thanks for that. We had a great time. Have we done a podcast since then?
We
This
did
was-
do a podcast right after Spinnaker.
Okay.
So yeah, we talked about it. It was an awesome event, 190 people. Everybody was just, the smiles were unbelievable. It was like, a room full of people who were just so happy to be in a room full of people.
Yes.
Really. It was just really, really fun.
We had some great thunderstorms and wild weather for it, but that all worked out. And then immediately after that following Thursday, we had, the next Tuesday.
Thursday, the
Thursday,
ENG event.
The ENG event.
I did not make that because of my daughter's graduation, but yes, the ENG event. Tell me about that, Tim, because it looked like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had about 16, 20 people, something like that, and it was a very casual event. It was a lot of fun. We got to talk and meet with people, and it's tough to get a big crowd out during the summer, especially a night like that.
It was an absolutely Tom terrific, perfect day.
It was a perfect day, and I think everybody else was still out on the beach. So, we'll be doing another one of those coming up soon.
Yep.
Probably in the fall.
Yeah, ENG is our EMAX Next Generation, and they do their events quarterly. So in about 3 months, we'll be having another one, and they'll let us know they're already working on it. We are working on our next event for the Chamber, which is our annual beach bash on the Navasink, Christmas in July. It's got a really long title. I tend to do that a lot.
Jen does love her long titles.
I do love my long titles. I don't expect any, so in other words, if you call it Beach Bash, if you call it that party on the river, if you call it Christmas in July, you're covered. Any of those things will work. It's July 27th. It's in the backyard of the Elks Club in Red Bank, which is absolutely a gorgeous view of the Navasink.
Beautiful out on the Navasink River.
We have a first drink sponsor.
Yes, somebody's buying everybody a drink as soon as they walk through the door, and that would be me.
That would be
So-
you. You're buying beer and wine for the first 50 registrations that show up.
No, I'm buying whatever drink you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're going all out, man.
Yeah, whatever you drink. It wasn't beer and wine. I didn't limit that.
Oh, I did. So,
Okay.
All right. Well,
no.
you can pay the bartender whatever you want to pay the bartender, baby.
Yeah.
I'm getting a huge rum bucket then, like with every kind of rum double shots.
All right, well drinks.
Well drinks. Dang. So anyway,
Well, that's all you drink anyway. is
I
well
know
drinks.
it is all I drink.
And they don't make rum buckets
Not the
there.
not the double shot rum buckets of everything you can think. And like no, I don't go like that. I don't go that hard. But no, we have that, and it's Lauren Davidson is our musical entertainment. She's awesome. She is a country singer, but does covers of everything. So she's going to be great. We're really looking forward to that.
And she's a local girl. She's right from Red Bank,
Yep,
so we're looking
yep.
forward to her. Hopefully she'll bring a crowd with her as well.
Hopefully. Are you bringing a crowd?
Nope.
No, you don't want to buy your friends drinks. You want to buy strangers drinks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I like it.
So, so there's a reason that the title is so long.
Yeah.
Is Christmas in July is the Chamber really wants to be able to give back to the community, and Christmas in July is a fundraiser, as was the
ENG
event. The ENG event supported Clean Water Action.
Clean Ocean Action.
Clean Ocean Action, and they were represented there, and it was great to get a couple of bucks for them. And our
Charity for Christmas in July is Lunch Break.
yes, and Lunch Break's one of our favorite charities. I think they do a lot in Monmouth and Ocean County, and really deserving of their support. The pandemic has both hurt and helped them, got them a lot of exposure because of what they do. They're a great organization, but obviously their funding was really stretched to the limits. So keep them in your mind when you're out and about and looking for places to donate to.
Yes, we love
Yes.
it. So we're doing that. So we have sponsorships available. We have our Kris Kringle sponsorship. We have our, you've got holiday cheer. We have
Cheers.
chestnuts roasting on a bonfire. We have the Elf sponsorship. And we have the music. Oh, the Jingle Bell. Jingle Bell sponsorship. I think that's what we called it for the music. So we've got lots of opportunities to start to see. Tim's already gotten marketing from this. We've already promoted Tim Davis from Intercounty Mortgage Network Company, your mortgage lender, famous EMAC member, podcast co-host, and the list goes on, buying first round drinks. So if you sign up as a sponsor now, you get all this promotion ahead of time.
That's one of the things about the Chamber is as soon as you hear about sponsorship, you want to get on board, because as soon as the sponsorship is available, the marketing for that goes out.
Right, exactly.
So it's not just the day of, it's all the leading up to, and then the post conversations about the event always do include our sponsors.
Yeah.
It's a great name to get your name out in the community, especially for this is one of our signature events for the year. It's a little bit odd because we're having 2 signature events during the summer.
2 months in a
back to
row.
back. So it's a little bit difficult, but guess what? We all got to adjust. COVID hit everybody, and we're just going to move on.
And we're just going with it.
Yeah, and our livers are going to recover next year.
Yeah,
We
maybe.
said that last year, but
Yeah,
that's the way it is. It's going to be an awesome time, and come out and look. The other thing about sponsorships is it really shows your dedication to your community by supporting the chamber. It says more about you to be supporting the chamber than a radio commercial. It says more about you to support the chamber and who you are as a company than getting a newspaper ad. It really, just by being a supporter of us, says more about your company than just the dollars.
What we do as a chamber is our job is to market and support local community business. So by you supporting us, you're helping support all local community business.
Right.
And that is, we all know that small business especially, but business is the backbone of the economy.
And you're not in business until you're part of the business community.
Exactly.
And this is one way that you can be part of the business community.
So let me give a quick shout out to David Hicks, good morning, and Jessica Lee Evans, good morning. Happy Friday, she says. So happy Friday back to you, Jessica.
Yay.
Yay. I did something interesting last night.
Do we want to hear about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's business related.
Okay.
What I did after was fun, but it's business related. So the Connection Inc. and EIPA, Eatontown Industrial Park Association, had a New Jersey Small Business Symposium at Bell Works yesterday. So I was honored to be asked to be one of the speakers there. And I stressed, because you guys know, you won't believe I talk all the time. And good morning, Richard Stryker. I talk constantly. I talk in front of groups all the time. Doesn't faze me. I never feel it. 190 people at Spinnaker, one of my best nights. I love it. I had to speak. I had to give a presentation. I don't give presentations well. So I for a week, I've been writing this, right? My assistant, Jill, helps me write everything. We worked on it. We rehearsed it. We went over it. She knew I was a nervous wreck yesterday. So I go last night, and it's like every 15 minutes there's a speaker. And you can see the audience is kind of like, okay, but we want to talk to each other. Okay, I've heard this. This sounds very similar to what the person before said. I'm like, this is never going to fly. What I have written is awesome. It was great. I had practiced it, but it's never going to fly. So I do what I usually do. I get the mic and I go, well, I have this whole speech here, but I'm probably not going to give it. So who likes the color yellow? And people are looking at me. And they're like, what? I go, who likes the color yellow? Who likes the color green? People raise their hand. The 2 yellow people come up. I go, can you come here a second? And they're like, what on earth? I made them come up and I go, what's your name? She says, I'm Megan. I'm Carrie. Carrie, this is Megan. Megan, this is Carrie. You both like the color yellow. You have a lot in common with each other.
Sorry.
I forgot my phone, so yours goes off. That's good for both of us. So I forgot, I'm like, you all just networked. Well, I didn't say much more after that because I just was my normal loopy self. And I talked to some amazing people who were very interested in the energy and what EMAC is doing that I spoke to afterwards. So it was a very fun event. Jacqueline Mayhaus-Fuertes.
So you're saying you didn't speak?
I spoke. I did talk a little bit about the chamber. I talked about our history. I talked about what we do, but I didn't tell. I showed.
Okay.
So by example, I'm like, this is what we do. This is who we are, and this is why. And I hit some points, but it just, I have to get better at staying on script, but you guys, that's why this is not a scripted show. I did mention that.
You did.
Yes. So, but it was fun. Jessica said, sounded like a terrific event. I'm sorry, I have to miss it. You missed it. It was fun. But Peter Pfister was there from Kirchin.
Oh, cool.
Of course, Anna Mayer was the MC from EIPA. I got to meet Kerry from the Connection Inc. I got to meet the people from the Wall Chamber, and not the Wall Chamber. His last name is Wall, Terrence Wall from the Homedale Chamber. I got to meet the Tamara Gouda, who's on the board, and Therese I forgot her last name. I'm sorry, Trace. But from Monmouth Regional Chamber. So it was a nice, like, chamber interaction as well as many other business interactions. SCORE was there. A whole lot of people. It was really interesting. And then the fun part was I went to Seafarer afterwards for a drink and a drag show. But and Jackie came with me, so that was really fun. Jacqueline Mayhouse Fuertes from Brookdale SBDC, who's one of our members and very helpful in the community. Jackie spoke also, and then we went at the end of the event over to the drag show. So, some work. It was fun.
Fun
It was work. It was fun, So that's what I did last night. Met a lot of new people.
Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, our guest today.
Oh, yeah. With people
Guys
sitting here,
sitting
right?
over there.
Yeah, they're smiling at us, but they're probably like going, what the heck? You said we were going to get to talk, did we?
So after 15 minutes, we're going to actually go in and
Yeah, but the
let
next
them know their
45 are
reviews.
all yours.
No, not really. Don't blow
Don't
it
talk.
up, folks. So, ACI Medical and Dental School, where are you guys located?
On 2 Meridian Road in Eatontown, right down the street.
Right around the corner. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's cool. So tell us a little bit about what the school is. You've been with us for 11 years. How long you've been around? What do you guys do? I mean, medical and dental. Really?
Yes, we've been around for 16 years.
Okay.
And we specialize in the entry-level programs in the medical and dental field. So there's 3 programs that we've been specializing in for, again, 16 years. And we became, over the years, looking at the attention to detail and making those 3 programs the best in the country, definitely in the state of New Jersey. We specialize in medical assistant with phlebotomy, EKG, and patient care. Which is so much in demand. All 3 programs, prior to COVID, during COVID, and post-COVID, the 3 programs that we have are in demand. So the medical assistant is one of them. That's the front line of the medical practices. When you go into the general practitioner, the person that brings you in the examining room and takes your vitals, it works, updates your chart with the medication that you're taking. Also with the doctor's direction, could draw your blood, can give you an injection, can take an EKG on you. And so they're really in need on the front line. The hospital, they're called patient care techs. The person that brings you in the emergency room and does all the same that I just spoke on. So much in demand in the medical field. The second program is our dental assistant with radiology licensing. Very much in demand as well. And that's the person that assists the dentist in the examining room, and also takes your dental x-rays. They have to be licensed to be able to do that.
Okay.
So those are both clinical.
That's good. Nobody who's not licensed can shoot radiation into my mouth. That's good to know. Okay.
Such a low dosage, by the way. But New Jersey is one of the stricter and more focused states on licensing for radiology, and so they're very much on top of the safety and the training of the dental assistants. So those are both clinicals. And the other program that we have is the Medical and Dental Administrative Program. And that's the front office and the back office of both dental and medical. Without that part of the training or that program, the practices and hospitals wouldn't be able to run because the business part of it.
Right.
The qualifying, the insurance, the copay, the appointments, but also the billing and coding and what you need to do to be able to get compensation for the process through insurance.
That is, billing and coding, I can imagine, has to be one of the most detailed jobs. One transposed number can cause a year's worth of aggravation for a lot of people.
Right, and also the practices can lose a lot of money if they don't bill properly for the procedures that they take place in the practices.
Right.
So it's very important to the success of any medical and dental practice. So those are 3 programs, and we've been tweaking them over the years. We're very short in length. Most programs that attempt to do what we do with the outcomes that we have are not 900 hours, almost a year, and ours are 4 months during the day. So it's
a full-time program.
We have a full-time program during the day, and we have an evening program for those that have to work during the day and are interested in pursuing another career. So we have night classes and day classes.
But they're still 4 months long, both of them?
The evening class is a great question. The evening's a little longer, but they're less time. It's only 8 hours a week. So because it's 8 hours compared to 30 hours a week, it takes a little longer, but there are less hours in the program in the evening.
Okay. So I know a lot of these programs get a lot of people to sign up for them, and you find that you get people to start and never finish. How's that work with you guys?
Yeah, it's a great question. We take a very serious approach to the admissions process. People come into our school having a thought, having an idea of what they want to do, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we identify what type of learner they are and what their attributes are and their strengths, what they enjoy doing and what they don't enjoy. And we explain the 3 different programs and the strengths and weaknesses of those programs and the personalities or the energy and the interpersonal skills that are required to be successful. So we really work with the applicants coming in to make sure that they learn all the specifics about the different programs to see which one is aligned with where they want to go. So we do it really well. We have a 93% graduation rate.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's amazing.
Because of the effort we take going into it before we bring them into the school.
So that's pretty impressive. But now you're saying you get 93% going through. You've reduced the class time. How many people are actually passing the test after you've done this?
Another great question. 93%.
Oh, really?
It was 96% the year before. It went down to 93%. I think the 93% pass rate compared to the 96 could be a little bit of the transition of going online in a hybrid model.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a trade-off, not having the students get dressed, get in their car, come to the campus, and be in front of our instructors. It's really you need to be a real disciplined learner to be able to be home for 6 hours a day in your home and making sure that it's a conducive for learning environment. If you have, it's easy to be distracted when you're home. You know, the laundry, the dishes in the dishwasher.
The dog, the cat, the dust. The dust bunnies that pop in. Yeah.
So there's why probably we had a 3% less pass rate on their national credentialed credentials that they need.
But that's still pretty good rate.
Huge.
But it's also a pretty good testament to the instruction, value of actually being in person. Pretty
Yes.
cool. So now you've gone through all this. People have spent some money. They've spent a lot of time. They've passed their test. What are they doing now? Like, do they get jobs? Like, where are they getting jobs? How are they, moving forward? Like, are they getting paid decently? Like, is it a career that people want to go into?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions that you just gave me.
So we told you in 40 minutes at least. So
The employment needs of our graduates is so high. We have number one, we're accredited by Middle States colleges and schools. That's the oldest accrediting agency in the country. And being accredited, we have an advisory board, Hackensack Meridian, Center State, Monmouth Cardiology, Internal Medicine, and Red Bank. And there's a dozen more organizations that sit on our advisory board and work with us on a regular basis to make sure that any technologies coming on in the front line that we need to know about it so we can adjust our curriculum to make sure that we're staying on top of the technology and what's coming down the pike for our careers. Being that we have those relationships, they come to us, all our stakeholders come to us for their employment needs. And they know that we have something called a holistic approach, which is unique to our school that I'm aware of, generally speaking. And that is working with the whole student. In the didactic and clinical of the programs are the didactic is the academic part of it,
okay,
and the clinical part of the program are very, very important to be successful in
the clinical's the hands-on actual put it into practice type.
Correct, but equally important from our employers over the years is the soft skills, the interpersonal skills, the problem solving and multitasking. Those attributes are critical to be successful in the medical and dental field. It's about the patient experience, not just to be able to draw the blood or to do a dental x-ray or to do billing and coding. It's to be able to recognize what you bring to the practices, and that's your interpersonal skills and again the patient experience. So we teach that very formally, equally as much as we do the didactic, the academic, and the clinical part of the program. And as a result, the employers out there recognize our graduates because they come in knowing their value added to the practices. It's not just a job that's close to their house for a paycheck. That's, again, important for our students, our graduates, but what is their mission and what value do they bring to the practices? And when they go into those practices, and from what we have in our career assistance program, a structured program to teach all that, helps them to be successful out there. So the employment part, we had an 85% employment rate last year. This year, with the needs of the employment, we're probably at nothing's 100%, but we're if
Very
anybody
close.
if anybody wants a job, right,
Yes.
Christine,
Yes.
and is able to work, the employment's right there. A lot of people get employed off their internships prior to completing the program.
I was actually going to add something. I think we need to discuss is part of our programs includes an internship, right? So our students go out on an internship that we place them on.
Okay. That was
So yes, so our students go out on an internship. We actually work with them to kind of match them up to something that they're interested in, whether it be a hospital, a specialist, urgent care, whatever it is. Right? Every medical facility is in need of a medical assistant, right? Just like a dental facility, a dental assistant. So we really do. We have a career services department that actually works with the student individually and works with them and places them on an internship. And right now, as Frank said, the employment rate is so high. Our students being hired right from their internship is at an all-time high right now. So they're really successful, matching them up, seeing on their internship. It's a two-way interview, right? Are they a good fit for the facility? Is this a good fit for me? And a lot of them are getting hired even midway through their internship.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yes,
great.
yes.
And that's kind of the way we want to go. So I'm just going to throw you a couple of let's step back from the program for just a second. That one of my favorite questions to ask during these podcasts is, over the past year and a half, what did you do to change how you do things, both as a student level and at an office level? And what are those things that you changed do you think that you're going to keep? Like, do people work from home more? Are there classes that can be done from home and in person? How have you adjusted, and what's going to stay forever that just really worked for you?
The hybrid model COVID has given us the opportunity to go to a hybrid model. We never thought that we would be able to do what we do remotely. That we have the students coming on campus right now 3 days out of 5. Okay. And so knowing what we learned and getting up and running really a week after COVID started, we were up online, live, distant learning. And our students had to be on Zoom in front of the camera so our instructors could optimize their teaching. You need to see the face and the facial expression of the students. And so we required them to be live on Zoom to be able to optimize that process. So what we were able to do after realizing the success of that and how successful the outcomes were, we were able to formally be able to get authorization through the Department of Education, the Department of Labor. First, our accreditor, Middlesex College and Schools, first gave us granted us approval for a long-term a hybrid model. So we can go 5 days a week if something happened tomorrow and there's a big a flu or a storm and we can't get people on campus, we could go live from the homes of our staff and the students could be not missing a beat from their academics. So awesome. That's one of the takeaways is to be able to use the hybrid model. And so we received approval from, again, the Federal Department of Education and the state level and accreditation on being able to continue with that hybrid model. From our instructors and the students, they all agree that the more we can keep them on campus, the better the learning outcomes will be.
And then what about staff? What about the office staff of the teachers? Is there anything that's been adjusted?
Yep, the instructors, again, if somebody's not feeling well but can't come on campus, they can teach from their homes. We have laptops and technology that's assigned to them that if they weren't feeling well or if their weather climate came in and we weren't able to get them on campus, that they would be able to teach remotely from their home. So we've set them up permanently now, and depending on what's going on with the weather and or the COVID-19, we're able to adjust accordingly.
So would you have a teacher teaching students that are in class from their homes. So like the teacher would be at home, but the students are still sitting in class. Do you do that? Or if the teacher is sick, needs to do a in-home day, then the students are home that day?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no need to bring them on campus if the instructor's not there, but we'll keep the students home and the instructor home for those purposes.
Okay.
I think the best thing that we've discovered since COVID is that, which we would never in a million years have thought it can operate remotely. And the best thing that it has taught us is that we can, and whether it's weather, whether it's sickness, our students can still be serviced, and we're able to do it. And that was foreign to us before, right?
Sure.
I mean, as it was to many companies.
Right, exactly.
And we realized that it can be done, and that's a good feeling, so.
Yeah.
So what was your question?
Well, my question, I have I have one question that was on the same topic, and then I was going to switch topics. So my question was, how many people are in a program at a given time? So like, how many people can you accept?
We keep our class limits to 20 in a class. We're hovering around 15 in a class, so that it's a very accelerated program. We didn't speak on that. The reason it's 600 hours compared to 900 hours, that's an accelerated program. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot to be taught in a very short period of time. So to be able to be successful with the 93% graduation rate and the passing rates on their national credentials that are accredited at 93%, we have to optimize the learning environment. And so again, as I was talking before, the Zoom and being in front of the class, those are all things that help optimize the learning process. So to be able to accomplish what we do is the staff, the instructors that we have, the support staff that we have, everybody is working to the saying of it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes everyone at the staff. It takes the admissions department to make sure we set the tone of what to expect, that you're studying 2.5 to 3 hours a night to be able to keep up with the material coming at them. The survey monkeys that we do when they're freshmen and seniors, the exit interviews that we do with them, and the outcomes that we receive tell us that we're on the right track. And we're tweaking and adjusting through that feedback that we receive from the survey monkeys on a regular basis.
That's great. So one of the things that I notice, and I've seen this come through, and every time I've worked with you guys, is your passion for the students. You're not running a school because you wanted to run a school. You're running a school because you want to help students learn, succeed, provide this accelerated program to get them into the working field as quickly as possible. And I know that's your passion. Frank, one of the things that I also learned about you during COVID was that passion didn't go just to your school. That passion went on a state level. We were on quite a few calls, and you were quite an advocate for these students and schools and similar programs within the state to get this all this stuff done. So tell us a little bit about how you stepped it up beyond just ACI Medical and Dental School, how you all that work you were doing.
Yeah, so...
'Cause you weren't going to toot your own horn, so I was going to do that for you. Toot, toot.
Well, thank you. We need to promote what we do and educate the state and the citizens of New Jersey and the politicians of the value that we bring to the table. A community college is our lifeline in the state of New Jersey for our foundation in the communities, and they do a good job. We're part of that solution. With labor, there's a goal in New Jersey, 65-25. And I think it was in 1917 that they started this. And our Commissioner of Labor and our Governor Murphy continues to support that goal, 65-25. So by the year 2025, the adult population, they're looking to have 65% of the adult population to have a 2-year credential, a credential, a 2-year degree, or a 4-year degree. Well, we have a 93% pass rate, and we do it in a very short period of time. And with the unemployment rate being what it is, it's all hands on deck. So it's not one organization that can accomplish what we need to do in the state of New Jersey. It's all the other resources, and we're one of those resources. And so my job is to make sure that everybody gets to recognize the contributions that the different organizations bring to the table. And so I work with New Jersey, NJBIA, New Jersey Business and Industry Association. Michelle Sakurka and that staff is just amazing. I was at Forest Gate Country Club I think it was Wednesday or Wednesday night, I think it was, and Governor Murphy was there. And
Why wasn't I there?
I don't,
I didn't get that.
You
Either
missed
that, I missed that email, or I didn't get the invite. I'm not sure which, but
And so I feel it's part of my responsibility as the president of ACI Medical and Dental School to be out there and promote what we do, and so make sure that we optimize what we can do for the citizens in New Jersey.
you actually spoke with the NJBIA on a town hall to, right? Was it a town
Yes.
hall? On a town hall to legislators, the press,
Yes.
promoting what you guys are doing. And
Yes.
That was very, very impressive.
I
You had the really nice office in the background too. I have to say, you did not do that from your home. It looked very nice.
It was
I was
green
like, look,
screen.
it was, I looked and I'm like, nice, Frank, way to go.
I was blessed to be on a panel this past week, and the Commissioner of Labor was on it, and he is a brilliant man and very supportive of labor in the state. He's really, his team has done a great job, and he made a statement to a question, and I'm not sure who asked the question, but it was, it was on the reentry. They're working with the reentries from the correctional facilities and helping those people have a second chance. And the Commissioner said, not only do they deserve a second chance, many of the people that have been incarcerated, and they talked about the brain not really being fully developed until you're 21, 23 years of age, and what you do at 16, 17, and 18 sometimes haunts you for a long time. And the governor is very supportive of giving that second chance and cleaning up some of those records that are hurting people from getting employment opportunities. So the commissioner was asked, and he says, definitely in favor of a second chance, but many of these people never got a first chance. And so it just goes along with education is education. And when you can get somebody to identify a career that they have a passion for, and they get up in the morning and look forward to going to work, then we've been successful, and that person's blessed, and their families have a journey of employment and self-worth that is going to just keep giving back and back. And so our goal is to identify the right students with the right program, and we're there until they're successful. If we have to repeat them through the program because they have English as a second language or they have a unique learning style, if they're working with us, we're going to do whatever we need to get you over the finish line. And that's the passion that you speak on, or the desire that we have. And it's not just myself, it's all the staff get satisfaction of working with our students. And Christine's and the supervisor of education and the instructors are working daily with the students, identifying their strengths, capitalizing on those strengths while addressing the deficiencies. We need our students that are on the front line in the medical and dental field to be whole. They're working with sick people, sick patients, and so they have to be not just didactically, academically, and clinically prepared, but they have to have those interpersonal skills to help the patient work through the experiences that they're going through, and that's part of what we do.
So going back to, you said 15 to 20 in a class, but your needs, people need you a lot more than that. So do you have any plans for growth?
Yes, we have been working for the last 2 years on identifying a building, a new school to move to, because we're kind of cramped where we are. The clinical spaces, especially with social distancing. You asked me a question what we did for COVID, and I never answered it, about the protocols that we put in place. Well, social distancing was one of them. So we had to use our multi-purpose room and turn that into a phlebotomy lab, and take the phlebotomy lab out of where it was, because we couldn't socially distance. So our space on the campus was all utilized for students' access with social distancing. So we reduced all the programs to half the programs coming on campus at a time compared to all the classes coming on. And when they are on, we have sneeze guards. We have this spray that lasts 30 days that we put on their banisters, on the doorknobs, and on the faucets in the bathroom, that if you were to touch it with COVID, it would kill COVID right away. That's good for 30 days. We have our cleaning people apply it every week. So we enhance the outcomes and making sure that we're reducing the exposure of COVID while they're on campus. So we've done all those things early on, and I guess July 4th, that's going to start unraveling a little bit, where if you've been vaccinated, you can come on campus. And so we're trying to get the final ruling on that and how it applies to our school, our sector, in the post-secondary level.
I was going to say, because you're in a school, but you're also in medical, so you've kind of got two different things going on there.
Right, and we're also a business. So we're working with NJBIA to get clarification on how to apply to us, so to make sure we're in compliance and that we communicate that to our students and population.
Right.
Awesome. So You got a lot of people coming in. You got a lot of things going on. You brought up a couple of points I want to dig in on a little bit. You mentioned unemployment and the rates of unemployment throughout the state. Do you work with the one-stop center at all? Where do these students come from? Or is that one of the feeds? And how do you work with the state? How has the state been able to work with you and support your school?
We work with the Department of Labor, the one-stops, the Monmouth County one-stop, Ocean, Middlesex, Raritan Bay. So we work with the one-stops in our area, and they recommend students to come to check out the 3 schools, and students decide to come to our school, and we work with them, and they're regular students. They're a very small part of our population. The most of our students are coming from referrals. When you have a 93% graduation rate, 92% graduation rate, there's a lot of referrals coming from that, because you've changed those people's lives and gave them a new beginning, and they're talking to their family and friends. And so if they have any aptitude for the medical dental field, they're coming to check us out, and they're enrolling and adding to our alumni foundation. So that's did I answer? I'm not sure if I answered.
Jennifer, just like you talked about networking, that's one of the things we tell the students when they come in our door, right? Facebook, Instagram, any type of social media, you network, right? Your friends and family see you're in school, they see you got a job, your friend, your sister is going to want to follow in those footsteps. How'd you get a job so quickly? You're already working in a hospital, weren't you just in school? And that trend follows. And then they call us because they were, they see that's what they want. Their goal is the career, and that's what's happening. And as your friends and family see that on your social media, they want to find out more. So that's what happens.
That's great.
So somebody's interested. They show up at your doorstep. They're not working yet. How do they manage to pay for this? What are some of the options for that?
So we do have, there's a couple different options. We do have where our students are eligible for Title IV federal funding, which is basically student financial aid through the government, student loans, and Pell Grants. So they can, that's available for our day students. So they can come through our doors, fill out a FAFSA just like they would to obtain any post-secondary education. They would fill out a FAFSA, and we have a financial aid advisor that helps them through the process of the FAFSA, and we also have internal payment options, right? We work it out with them to, if they don't want to take a loan or they're not eligible for some type of grant, we work with them and set up a payment schedule. So it is, we really do
So pretty much anybody can show up and
give them resources to
and get a leg up.
Yes. Yeah. Frank, did I miss anything on
No,
that?
that's
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
So one of the self-serving questions I ask is, you've been part of the chamber 11 years, I think you said. What do you get out of it? Why do you continue to participate in our format? What does the chamber do for you? And why should every other company out there be a part of us?
Well, you said it earlier, you need to be part of your community. We're a community that needs to work together and stick together and complement each other and build off each other's resources. So small businesses is the backbone of any state government or any county or locality. So being part of a chamber and being active in it, again, the networking that goes on there and the resources and the support and the collaboration that's going on, and just being out with other business people and sharing those challenges that you have and utilizing other resources from your chamber members really is what the chamber is all about, and that's why the chambers are so important to the state and the different towns that have them.
I was going to tell a funny networking story that involves Frank. I don't know if he'll remember it or not, but prior to COVID, when we used to do big things, we had a joint event at Holiday Express with MODC and us, and I think Holiday Express. And I needed help at the desk, so I brought in my children. Free labor. So my daughter, I pay her in other ways, trust me. So my daughter Jamie came in and she's working the front desk. And she looks up and she goes, "Mom, I know that kid." And I go, "You do?" She goes, "I think he's in one of my classes." And I look over and it's your son. So there's my daughter working at a networking event.
Right.
There's you bringing your son to network.
Yes.
And at that time, what were they both here? He was a freshman, or I think he was a freshman.
That
and
was last
she was,
year. So
last year he was.
He could have been in 8th grade if it was before COVID.
Yeah. So my daughter was sophomore. They had to have been freshmen and sophomores because I think they were in the same math class together. So so it was just interesting because she goes, I know him, and it was.
She didn't expect to see anyone
she
knew.
did not anyone her age, that's for sure. So why did you bring your son to a networking event? Well, it was Holiday Express for one thing, so we know that the kids are involved in that as well. But
It's you only know what you know, and the more that you can expose people to networking and helping out and giving back, the more you're going to know. And so I try to involve my son as much as I can for those reasons, to get him exposed to more than what he knows.
because I don't think you're ever too young to learn how to network. That's what we do, and I see so many people walk into a room and like deer in headlights. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. They're not comfortable just going up to a stranger and introducing themselves. That is a skill that needs to be taught if you're not a natural extroverted crazy person who just goes up to people all the time. Hence me. But it's a skill that needs to be taught, and giving people who are younger, which you are teaching your students this. I don't think kids in college learn this,
Yes.
in a normal 4-year program. It's important to learn how to promote yourself, promote what you do, and be part of the community and be comfortable enough to say hello to people.
Right.
So.
And I'd like to add to that, just as important on that is to learn from those people that you're meeting, what they have to offer. So it's not just giving and relationships and networking for yourself, but it's also learning from the people that I work with and meet with. I fill my funnel on a regular basis to learn more.
Yeah. We say that about our chamber after 93 years, 200 plus members. The depth and breadth of the experience
Yes.
and knowledge. One of the things we work on is with our ENG committee. They are the next generation, but they're not age limited because everybody is in recognition of, I can learn from somebody who's been in business for 30 years. They can learn from me who's seeing things in the new current level.
Right.
So, it is a give and take. It's all a give and take.
Well
Yeah,
said.
I really see that happening in our ENG. Like the skills that are the next generation have are skills that we never had. The social skills, the social media skills, the computer skills, all are things that they just grew up with. It just comes natural, just like driving. So we get a great benefit out of our ENG, as we hope that they get a benefit out of us. One of the things you bring up, and that's one of the things that I think distinguishes our chamber a little bit from other chambers, is that when you walk through our door to any one of our events, if you're not somebody that regularly comes, you will find yourself being approached. Somebody will guide you through the
Welcomed.
process.
You find yourself being personally welcomed.
Personally welcomed and introduced to people. Nobody's going to walk around and sit on a bar stool alone in a corner, because we have people there to make sure that doesn't happen, that you get what you came for. And we don't always know what they came for. We always assume it's a networking event, but we don't know why people are there.
Right.
So,
and that's one of our jobs, is to find out why, so that how we can help them and
Right.
get them to meet the right people. So
yeah. So when you walk through our door, we're there to help you in it's maybe a learner chamber, that will teach you how to make it do.
It's a something. When you've got total cuckoo running around, it's a something. Not everyone in the chamber's cuckoo. I just want that very clearly stated. It's really just me. I'm the head
Well,
cuckoo.
I don't know about that, but
I was the head cuckoo for sure.
so we talked a little bit about the one stops. Didn't you say something about there was something that was happening with the one stops? You got some notice or accreditation, or did I miss that?
You might have missed that.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. We did get recognized by Monmouth County One Stop.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking of.
For a program. What was it?
A business partner award.
Business
Oh,
Partner
I
Award.
just looked at that business,
Yes.
but I didn't see the one stop at the top of the page.
It was
so
from Monmouth County.
it's again the missing glasses. That's awesome.
Yes.
I don't really understand one stop. Can you do a real quick? Because I don't want to take away from what you guys do, but quick one stop thing. What is it?
Oh, the unemployment offices, they help with identifying the students, the people that are unemployed, and they, for those unemployed that are interested in getting training, they have a process that they go through, and they identify what they've done in the past or what their interests are. They try to get them employed, but if they need some training, a skill to be able to get employed, then they'll work on identifying programs that can help them get this training that they need. And so once they meet the criteria at the one-stops, they need to go out and check 3 different schools out before they choose which one they want to go to, and then they work with the student and the county who pays for the training, partial of the training.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
there's the grant programs and so on
Sorry,
that works with that.
I missed that part.
Yeah. One of the things that we do with the One Stop is that they don't cover the full cost of the program. So because they're unemployed, ACI Medical and Dental School works with them, and whatever's not covered by the One Stop or may not be covered by a Pell Grant that they're eligible for, we give a scholarship for the remaining part to work with that unemployed, so that there's no out-of-pocket for them to come to our school.
That's great, because you know they're going to be employed and be successful because of what you're teaching them.
No question.
That's awesome.
So you mentioned that you guys have been involved in government, and you've been on some of these calls for rebuilding the state and reopening and so on. I think you said that somebody came and gave a visit to your school from the county, trying to give back and trying to find out what's going on at your school.
I'm not sure if you're referring to Middle States College and Schools. We received.
I was talking about the county executive.
Tom
Arnone or
Yeah.
Senator Vin Gopel.
Both of them.
Either
Yeah.
one are pretty awesome. I happen to be big fans of both. So
Same here.
So they have done an amazing job.
They truly
Through
have.
this they have been amazing during COVID.
Yeah.
So they came to your school.
They
They didn't
came-
come to my office.
We were recognized by Middle States Colleges and Schools a year and a half ago. When was that? It seems
19.
2019.
2019, yeah.
So Middle States College and Schools has a K-12 division, high school, and they have a post-secondary division. And of course, the K-12, they have programs of distinction for counseling. They have program of distinction for art. In the post-secondary level, they've never had a program of distinction for counseling. ACI Medical and Dental School, through Middle States, we were the first in the country to be recognized for a program of distinction in counseling. And so that's when we had Senator Vin Gopel and Tom Arnone and many other dignitaries that came to the school to be recognized for that accomplishment that we have. And the reason we were is because we work with the whole student. As we've talked about before, the didactic and the clinical skills are very important, but without working with that whole student, and when they have a deficiency or they have difficulty with their punctuality or they're having difficulties passing a quiz, we work with them. Christine and her team meets with the students and the instructor to identify where the deficiency is, where the disconnect is. And through that intervention, proactive intervention, we identify it, we communicate it with the students, and we get a buy-in for a corrective action. So that's why our graduation rate is so high, is because we work with the whole student in a holistic approach, and we do it in a very timely approach. So that's why we had the honor of the dignitaries coming to our school and recognizing us for that first time. And there is a quote that Senator Vin Gopel said. Do you remember what I said?
Yep, it's right.
I don't have it.
Okay.
I don't know if I have it, but here's the packet you sent me. So
Yeah.
sorry. But one of the things, while you look up that quote, and we'll get back to that, I just want to say one of the things that's really, I've always thought that what you're talking about is education. It is educating the person, the student, all the way around, working with, helping that person become the most successful
Yes.
person
Yes.
they can be.
You know, Frank, I don't think we talked about the career assistance program.
No, we didn't.
Do your quote, and then, hey, we'll ask you about
Very
the
good.
career assistance
Excellent.
program.
So this is Senator Vin Gopel, who was at the dedication. This accreditation is not just a big deal here, but across the entire country, to be recognized of the importance of counseling at the post-secondary level. We look at the graduation rate or look at the non-completion rate of some of our schools. Well, it's no longer the right thing to do is to enroll somebody in a community college or a four-year school or a vocational school like ours and just take them in and if they stop coming and they start failing quizzes and just, it's not my problem. Well, they're students of ours, and we feel the need to reach out and have that timely intervention, and as a result of that, being able to plug the hole and communicate effectively, because again, as I said earlier, we only know what we know, and our students come from only knowing what they know, and we're the experts, and we know what they need to know, and we know what type of interpersonal skills they need to display, the professionalism that they need to display, and we take that time to go into that, and that's where the career assistance program is part of what we use, the tool that we use to accomplish that. So before a student is accepted to the school, we let them know that that didactic and clinical, of course, is going to be really important, but equally important, not less important or higher, but is those soft skills. So that's we get a buy-in on that before they actually start the school. So when we do have to have those interventions for the ones that need that, they know about it, and they're open to us talking about wherever there's room for improvement to make sure that they're a complete professional medical and dental professional. And the CAP program that Christine brought up, and please go into that.
So one of the things we feel really strongly about is you can have this amazing resume, but if you don't have the skills, the interview skills, the soft skills like Frank mentioned, the professionalism, you're not going to get the job. And one of the things, we have a 6-session program, and that is everything from interview skills, resume writing, cover letters, how to really stand out, right? How to stand out, how to get the job, ways to make ways for our students to, they don't learn, what we hear a lot is, I never learned this, I didn't learn this in high school. They don't teach that, right? They don't teach those skills. So for some of our students, they're getting it, they've never learned it before, it's the first time they're hearing it. For our older students, it's something they've heard before, but it's a great refresher. Things have changed out there in the work world, right? It's a great time for us to review those skills. And it's successful. You know, the feedback is I really did, it helped me be able to feel confident. Frank does mock interviews if they're uncomfortable and they want that real good interview before they go out there for their job interview. It's really ways to help them. It's ways to help them. When we send our students out, we actually get feedback from our stakeholders, right? These students are different than students coming from other schools. They're the full package. So it's really one of those things, like Frank said, it's not just about academics and clinicals, it's also the career, the professionalism is such a big part.
That it's such a gift that you're giving these students. It's a gift. They could go anywhere and get an education. They're getting an education and a huge gift for their future from your school. It's very
but also
heartwarming.
for the most part, these people are the first interaction any one of these patients are going to have with that office.
Yep.
So they're going to set the tone of what's happening and the professionalism that's going to come in. So, you know, their presentation of themselves is a reflection on the office more than anybody else.
Well said.
You know, other than the receptionist.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I've left doctors' offices just from the receptionist.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's that bad,
Yeah.
you know, how's the doctor going to be? So, you know, that having a 93% success rate or graduation rate and 94% passing the test really speaks volumes to what you guys are doing. We're kind of getting close. We've got about 4 minutes left. We want to cover what's going on for the rest of the summer. We got stuff going on in September. We got a golf.
We got we don't just sit back and eat bonbons. I know that's what everybody thinks I do in the office, but it's not.
Well, this is a weird year. Normally we're kind of shut down. We don't do anything during the summer, but not this year.
Not this year. Well, you know what? It kind of, that's what everybody's always said. I haven't really done that over the summer. Last summer with COVID, you would think there was nothing to do. I don't think I ever worked so much and so hard and thought so differently.
Yeah.
And so this summer actually is a slower summer for me. We are having Christmas in July.
Right.
We are having which is July 27th. We are having our business after hours August. I think it's the 25th, but it's the second Tuesday in August. We're still working out final details of where we can have this. So I don't want to say anything about where yet, but we're pretty sure what we're going to be doing. September, we are having we go back to our breakfast, which is the second Wednesday of September. It is going to be a presenter from Tony Robbins.
Oh.
So it's going to be very awesome. We'll be at the Sheraton for that. We have our business after hours, which is going to be mini golf and drinks. In preparation for the October 4th golf outing at Jumping Brook. So for those of us who are not playing golf on a regular basis and want to do the fun golf, and the drinks afterwards. But so that's in September, and then we also have a first drink sponsor for that already, which is Tom Duffy from Jersey Shore Financial Advisors. So needless to say, sponsorships are available for all of these things. We love our sponsors. We love to share about our sponsors. I should even take a second to thank. We had PDR, Packaging Distribution Resources, is now back as a corporate sponsor again this year. So we thank them very much for that. So we're happy to sell sponsorships to anything. We love our supporters, and we love to give our supporters lots of kudos. So then we have October 4th will be our golf outing. We will have our October. It's a big month at the Chamber.
Yeah.
I almost forgot it. It's our membership month. So we are going to be having things like crazy in October. We're still working on the planning of all that on top of our regular events, but we will be doing membership drives. We'll be offering prizes. There's amazing things we're coming out for October. But don't wait till October to join.
Yeah, so membership in the Chamber, we've talked a little bit about that today. If you are a member of our Chamber and you're getting value out of it, you need to tell other people. Yeah. You need to share that with your business associates, your friends. This is a good Chamber, and don't keep it to yourself. It's not a secret.
We do not ever want to be the best kept secret in Monmouth County,
so,
ever.
I mean, pretty much any time that you come to an event, we want you to bring somebody with you. Introduce us to them. Introduce them to us. Business is done in the Chamber, and it takes time. Don't come in and think that you're getting something next day. 11 years, I'm going on 3 years. This is probably my number one referral source of my business. It works. It does work if you put the effort into it. Join a committee. Join the board. Volunteer to come work. The more you're exposed to it, the more and deeper the relationships that you make in this Chamber, the more you're going to get out of it, and not just business. You're going to be able to figure out life better.
Yep.
I swear to God, one of my biggest heroes in the Chamber is Jen's husband. I think he's an awesome guy, and just being able to work with him and interact with him grows my business just by listening to him, because he's a pretty amazing guy.
I think so.
So. There are Tom Duffy, amazing smart guy who runs this Chamber, and there's just a bunch of guys here that and women. Oh my God!
Don't leave us out. Hello.
Oh my God, Jessica, I can just go on and on for the people that are in this Chamber that influence my life on a daily basis. So it's a good place to come. It's a good place to grow both your business and. Now I got to stop, and I really got to thank you guys for coming today. We had a really good time. Went over. I'm sorry.
Went over.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a bad boy. It was great to hearing about you. Your involvement in the community, your involvement in our Chamber is appreciated. What you've done to help throughout the regrowing and reopening of the state is admirable, and I thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
having us today.
Thank you. Thank you. And with that, we will say we'll be back.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, and I am really my new goal is.
We're out of time.
Okay, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Have a good weekend.